At Micro Center computer stores, we offer free technical support to our customers. One of the most common problems that customers bring to us is that their computers are running too slowly. They've just lost that performance that the computer had when they originally bought the machine. My name is Dave, a knowledge advisor at one of our local stores. Today I want to talk about how to remedy the problem of a slow computer. Unfortunately, there are many things that can cause a computer to slow down too much. First and foremost of these is a hardware problem, and that is not having enough RAM, or random access memory. RAM is the workspace of your computer. It's used up when you turn on the computer and Windows starts with all of its processes. Those are loaded into the RAM. Also, any program you launch is placed in the RAM, and when you multitask, there can be way too much RAM being used, even completely filled up. Adding more RAM will remedy this problem. But there may be just too many programs starting up at boot up. You can check to see how many programs are necessary down in the system tray in the lower right hand corner of your screen, or go to the startup folder in the start menu. If there are programs there that can be eliminated, it is important to do so. Thirdly, viruses, spyware, adware, and the like, these will certainly bog down a computer. I'll talk about that in my third video. But in this video I want to talk about processes. Processes are those background programs that run, that Windows uses as services to simply start up Windows itself. But there are also many processes that are started up that are unnecessary. And when there are too many of these, a computer will certainly slow down. The first step in checking out how many system processes are being used by your computer will have to use the Windows Task Manager. Simply hold down the Control, Alt, and Delete keys on the keyboard. That will bring up the Task Manager window. On the fourth tab over, you'll see the performance information. A lot of important information is listed on this page. Note first the CPU usage graph. I've circled it in red. A computer that's healthy, that has a good amount of resources left, will have only 0 to 4% CPU usage after a couple of minutes after the boot up. Computers that have too many things running in the background, perhaps even virus activity, we've seen have from 50 to 80% CPU usage several minutes after the computer has been turned on. That's a clear indication that the computer is way too busy. Things are going on that should not be going on, and whatever is going on is robbing your system of valuable resources and slowing it way down. In the lower left-hand corner of this very same page, there is a listing that simply gives you a number of processes starting. That number is very important to note. The question then becomes, how many processes should my computer be starting up? The answer to that question varies depending on the operating system that is used by the machine. In Windows XP machines, we like to see from 30 to perhaps 40 processes starting up. Any more than that, and it could be a problem. Windows Vista has a lot more services running, and so therefore 65 to 75 processes is par for the course. Windows 7 is a little bit leaner, so 45 to 55 processes seems to be a healthy number. Now, running a few more processes than the suggested high end for each of these operating systems may not make much of a difference, but that's if you have a good fast processor and plenty of RAM. But if you have a lot more processes than these numbers indicate, that could be the reason that your computer is running so slowly. If you want to investigate the processes that are starting up in your computer so that you can eliminate the unnecessary ones, you'll need to start the System Configurator. In Windows XP, simply click on Start and then Run and type msconfig in the window and hit Enter. In computers that are running Windows Vista and Windows 7, simply click Start and type in msconfig in the search window and hit Enter. In each of the operating systems, the System Configuration window will appear. We'll want to go over to the fourth tab, the Startup tab, in order to investigate the startup processes. In this window, you will see the processes that are starting up. They start up as soon as you turn on the computer. Now, in this particular listing, there are not many processes starting. We have seen machines that have 20, 30, or 40 different programs actually starting up in this list. To remove an item from the startup list, simply uncheck the box that is in front of the startup item. That's all there is to it, and it will not start up the next time you boot up your machine. But the question at this point, I'm sure, is which startup items should I eliminate? That's a good question, and you certainly can experiment without harming your computer or your operating system. Things such as web programs or enhancers, office programs, messenger programs, hardware or software updaters and notifiers, toolbars, even old AOL and old antivirus programs that didn't have good uninstall routines. All these kind of things can be unchecked. But the beautiful thing about the System Configurator is that if you uncheck a box and then later find that a program is not working correctly, you can always go back to the System Configurator and recheck the box. The line will still appear the next time you open up the configurator. After you've unchecked the boxes of your choice and then hit the Apply and OK buttons, this window will appear asking if you want to restart your computer at that point. You do not have to. You can continue working with your computer, but the changes will not take effect until you have restarted your computer. That's about all there is to it. You simply need to reboot your computer and then see if the performance has improved. Especially note if the computer startup time has improved. Then I would suggest that you test key applications and programs to make sure that there's nothing wrong with them or that features of the programs are still working. If there are problems with those programs or applications, simply go back and check the box so that they will run again. You'll know that that one is too critical to uncheck. But if the computer is still too slow, then you might want to be more aggressive with the processes and go back and remove a few more of them. In almost every case, we've found that removing unnecessary processes has led to a faster computer performance. I hope that this helps you. Thanks for listening.